Greetings from Citizen Health and the Team Academy IAPS and WeConnect. And today, in the series of People's Health It Matters, we have Dr. Jarina Begum, who is a professor and head of community medicine, Manipal Tata Medical College, Jamshedpur. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am, on behalf of all the audience.
Thank you so much, and it's my pleasure to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. And today we are going to talk on a very recent topic, very current topic, which is a plastic ban. Nowadays, everyone is hearing about plastic ban. So today we will discuss that why this ban is compulsory and what is plastic. If you can define in a simple term, like if we talk about plastic, the simple thing comes in our mind that plastic bottles and the polythene bag. What else we can define it like that?
So, as we have discussed, there are many types of plastic. So, there are the recyclable plastic and non-recyclable. If you come to the content or composition, there are many categories like high density, low density plastics, polyvinyl chloride plastics. So, those are, and there are some polystyrene, polypropylene plastics also. But the main fact that you should know that those who are high density plastics, they will settle down in the water bodies, and they will give the pull to the rock. They will make a plastic rocks that is called as plastic glomerate. So that will give rise to a new type of rocks, and that will also affect the animal life in the ocean. So those are basically the types of plastic.
Okay, so what is the major concern regarding the uses of these plastics?
So, about concern, so should we be more concerned about the use of plastic, because plastic is very convenient for use and very easy and ever easily available in the market also. So, should we be concerned or not? So, that is a really very good question. If I would say, so these plastic materials are now coming to the ecosystem. So daily routine life, we are using many plastic materials, and most of the globally, if you'll see, there are data as showing that 2 metric tons of plastic was generated in 1950, that has been increased to 380 metric tons of plastic. Similarly, maybe by 2050, the scientists they project the data that by the time there will be 120,000 metric tons of plastic will be there, and that will cover the whole surface of Earth. That will be enough for covering the whole surface of Earth. So you can imagine how uh, fastly it is growing and how fastly it is coming to our ecosystem. So this is a concern, because it is not only just toxic and coming to our environment, it is polluting the water, polluting the soil, polluting the air, and we are breathing and eating those microplastic fragments, and it is causing the hazards to the environment, also to the human health. So that's why we must be very much vigilant about use of plastic.
Right. So my next question, very next question is the same, that what is the impact of these plastic on human or the environment?
Yeah, sure. So, absolutely, many times we will think when you are using some plastic and throwing it into dustbin or flushing into the toilets. So, what do you think? It is disappearing from our sight, and we forget about it. But ultimately, round and round, it will come back to us. So once we flush in the toilet or dump it, then it will go to the rivers, oceans, and there it will be. It will not biodegradable, so it will not soluble in water also. So it is a inert material, and it will sediment into the water. It affects the human life in terms of when we use the ocean fishes. So fishes will eat it, and when we eat the fishes, it will come to our human blood, and it will affect our health in many terms. So they could be divided into two effects. It will impact the environment in terms of creating pollution to the soil, water, air, and apart from that, it will also hamper the uh, composting, the natural process of composting. Not only that, plastic waste disposal on the land, it will make it infertile. Apart from that, burning of plastics, sometimes we dump, and the sanitary staff, they will just burn it instead of putting it into the municipality dustbin or something. They will just burn it, so that will create toxic gas that pollutes the air. Not only that, littering also creates the nuisance of sight and smell and affects the all water body animals and birds also. They are eating the colorful plastic that is floating on the ocean, and they're feeding to their chicks, and that's what they are dying of, eating plastics. As far as human health is concerned, so studies has found, global studies, that these microplastic and nanoplastic fragments, they are entering to our body, and they're affecting organs, liver, lung, and your stomach ache, diarrhea, on skin diseases, rashes. Apart from that, it can also affect your reproductive system, where it will decrease the mobility of the sperms. Not only that, it will also cause infertility among females. It can be the reason of cancers like breast cancer, prostate cancer, and not only that, there are some neurodevelopmental disorders like autism spectrum disorders. So people think why this autism is increasing, and the reason for that nobody knows. So this is just idiopathic, some terminology is there where people doesn't know why the disease has happened. The cancer, breast cancer, all these things are increasing. Metabolic disorder, diabetes, they all are increasing, and we don't know the reason. So this could be the reason where the microplastics are entering our environment, and unknowingly they are creating lot of harmful or hazards to our human health.
So, do you also think that we should strictly refuse the single use plastics?
Absolutely. So as far as single-use plastic is concerned, so single-use plastic is nothing but the products of plastic products that will be used only once for short duration of time, and it will be before it is being thrown away. So those single-use plastics are creating more problem, and it contributes almost one third of all plastic that is generated globally. So you may think that is it is most uh, proportion compared to all other plastic waste. Not only that, among the top 100 countries who generates single use plastic waste, India comes on 94, on the rank of 94. So it also, and per annum, around 3.6 million plastic waste has been generated, single use plastic, and it comes to around 4 kg per capita. When per person annually we are using 4 kg of plastic. So that is the reason we must avoid single use plastic, especially before doing other preventive activities. Not only that, because of this reason only, recently the Central Pollution Control Board, they've been implemented guidelines to ban the plastic products. And in last year there was a gazetted notification. Recently, from 1st July 2022, it had the plastic ban, the list of items that could should not be used, that has been mentioned, and it has been implemented since 1st July. But I would say this is not only the job of government policies. It will only be possible if we will take a inclusive approach, where not only the government, the manufacturer, the brands, the companies, and especially us as a consumer, who will stop the use of single use plastics.
Very true, ma'am. So, any last message to the audience?
So not that's how to manage, if you say, because everybody talks about the problems. We know the problem is there, plastic is there, but it's so convenient and it is so easy to avail that the behavior change is very very difficult. So even though if the ban is available, people will find their way to use the plastics. So how to control that? So we have to manage not only the government level, individual level also. You should do first some steps to avoid use of plastic products. So do your packaging, instead of plastic packaging or wrapping, so you could use cotton, paper, mushroom packaging. Similarly, carry your own cutleries, own water bottles, that is reusable water bottles, own coffee mugs, and instead of polythene bag, cotton bags, jute bags, that is biodegradable. So those small steps could change and the and help the policymakers to implement the what that they are supposed to do through the policies. And last message, as you have mentioned about the, this is a current burning topic. So it is like we are talking about climate change, we are talking about pollutions, we are talking about global warming. These are non-negotiable things, so we can't negotiate on that we will be doing it, because right now we are immediate concern is not that plastic is going to harm you, but down the line, next generation, they might face the problem where they will find, and it is not a far-fetched case that after 10 or 12 years down the line, so we might get another pandemic where we'll find microplastic in our bloodstream, and we'll declare pandemic for that. So that's why we have to be more vigilant and more responsible, accountable for our own activities as far as use of plastic is concerned. Thank you.
Very true, ma'am. Thank you so much for a very nice talk with us. I hope that everyone will aware the hazardous effect of these plastic and will try to at least try to avoid these single-use plastic that are non-recyclable. Thank you so much, ma'am, for having a talk with us.
Thank you so much. For me also, my privilege to be with you and with the audience. Thank you.
Thank you.